All right, two-wheel friends around the world. Zach here with RevZilla, and welcome to another episode of Daily Rider, where we learn about motorcycles as we ride. Our guest today, that's right, the mini bike from Dumb and Dumber. That is a 212cc pull start engine, 5-inch wheels, zero suspension, all for about $1,500 and a few days in the shop. This is a replica built by my friend Ari with some help from yours truly. We then rode this bike from Nebraska to Aspen to recreate and myth bust the road trip from the movie. The next natural question is then 400 miles on the road through the plains and mountains of Colorado, getting decent gas mileage. How would this sucker be on the daily ride? I'll be honest, I think I know already, but here's where we find out. All right, everybody, here we are. Dumb and Dumber motorcycle. Like I said, 5-inch wheels, little dynamo here. I had a question on social media about the dynamo. This is for the front headlight, but it's just optics. This bike actually has an electrical system. It has a battery under the seat, covered in heat shielding because Ari Henning, and then a taillight, and it's got a switch here. You can flick them on. So the taillight's on, and it's even got a brake light, brake light switch, and then the headlight comes on with the switch. Pretty nifty. So anyway, the dynamo is not actually functional. It's just there because, by the rule of law, that's how the Dumb and Dumber bike was in the actual movie. Like I said, 212cc pull start engine. That's a Predator engine from Harbor Freight, $140. 1 gallon gas tank, wheelie bar, which actually turns out it's kind of necessary with the 212 Predator in there. It's pretty punchy. Samsonite briefcase with plenty of treasure inside. Not a lot of other details to go through, really. The horn, which you'll hear rings itself as the bike vibrates. But let's fire it up and hit the road, shall we? If you have not seen the episode of the shop manual where this bike is built, we show the sort of behind the scenes of how it was built. There's a cool episode of the shop manual. It's available on the RevZilla YouTube channel now. You should check that out. Ignition switch on, fuel on, run. Come on now. There we go to start. Choke. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Sounds mean, right? Oh boy. Aw. Well, no. On run. There we go. Off we go. It is registered, by the way, street legal. It has a headlight, it has a taillight, it has a brake light, it has a VIN number on the frame because it has a horn, technically, and a mirror, which broke during filming, so it's sort of just barely on there, but I can sort of see behind myself. So for those who think I'm completely riding dirty, not entirely. I got a license plate on the back and everything. All right. So right off the bat, we usually talk about specs. Specs are pretty quick on this one. Like I said, MSRP is a little hard to calculate on account of us building it in the shop. But yeah, it's about $1,400 in parts. Oh, pull out in front of me, please. Jeez Louise and cheese. $1,400 in parts approximately. So I sort of round up to $1,500. Of course, you know, there's some labor involved with this sweet paint job, that kind of thing. As I look up at the back of this minivan, it's fair to note that it is a 23.2-inch seat height. I measured it. And the only thing you can say about that really is that it's quite approachable. Not a lot of people going to be too small for this machine. And on the Daily Rider scales, 112 pounds. And that is with a full 1 gallon of gas in the gas tank here, which hopefully we make it for our 20-something mile trip here with a gallon of gas. Anyway, there's your basic specs: price, weight, seat height, and fuel capacity. As for horsepower, none. I mean, not literally none. I think it's like 6 or 8 or something like that. But it really doesn't matter, you know. Honestly, that's the thing about horsepower, is that the smaller the number gets, the less it matters how much it actually makes. It's enough to go this speed. Woo-hoo-hoo! Ripped a wheelie. Did you see that? The wheelie bar caught me. People were asking about the wheelie bar, and the wheelie bar is definitely functional. It hits very hard off the bottom. And yeah, it'll do a wheelie even when you don't want it to sometimes. All right, here we go on our alternate route. This is the route we take for daily rider course when we can't go on the freeway. So we just cut through the neighborhood here. We'll wander over through some industrial areas and reconnect with the daily rider route in a minute there. And if you're wondering why I'm going so slow, well, this is maximum speed. We are in a 35-mile-an-hour zone here, speed limit. I am wide open, and I do not know how fast we're going because I do not have any instrumentation whatsoever. But we did find on our trip that this was about 32, sort of like low to mid 30s was wide open on the flat. For those of you who watched the CTXP episode and you saw how terrible the back brake was, we did fix it. That one scene there you might remember, I don't know, but we did make it quite a bit better. All right, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Big Willie. We're almost at maximum speed by the time you get across the intersection. So normally on Daily Rider, we spend some time talking about the rider triangle on the bike, the ergonomics, you know, how your body interfaces with the machine. In this case, the rider triangle is actually not bad. You know, people said they thought my knees would really hurt, sort of thing, because I'm kind of tall. But there's actually a pretty decent legroom, you know, on account of the foot pegs being 2 inches off the ground. The vibration through the handlebar is somewhere between horrendous and intolerable. My hands are almost already numb. It's really shocking how much the handlebar vibrates. The bell rings. If I grip the handlebar tight, then it doesn't ring because all the vibration goes through my arm. But if I let go of it, the bell rings by itself because it vibrates so bad. I'm having to back out of it so I don't pass the Saturn. Oh, they're running away from me. Wide open. Now, some of you might be thinking, how is he riding that thing? I know it might be street legal, but how is he riding that thing down the street and not getting pulled over? Like, it's so obviously a wing-ding little contraption. How's he getting away with that? Well, everybody, welcome to Long Beach, California, where pull-start mini bikes being ridden on public roads is not altogether uncommon. Ari and I live in the same neighborhood, and we see this kind of a lot, if I'm honest. Oh, the road's getting a little bumpy. Oh God, it's really not good. Suspension compliance is about as terrible as you can imagine. Oh my God, oh jeez. Stick with me, Samsonite. I feel like a fighter pilot in World War II. I gotta check my 6. Bogies everywhere. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Danger, 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 danger. Merging off the road. I think I know what happened. Yep. Through the chain. I didn't expect that to happen at high speed, more at low speed. Gonna have to kill the engine and do a little diagnosis here. Got my little toolkit with me here, but this is very much a little toolkit. Ooh, the chain chunked the belt. That's not good. That's a very comprehensive job I did busting this thing. That sucker is jammed in there. Hey, yo. Wow. That was a very exciting day for you, little chain, wasn't it? Well, sir, now we have a Dumb and Dumber mini bike with no chain. I don't know what that means for the rest of this Daily Rider episode. All right, update everybody. My colleague is coming with a new chain from the office. Introducing Steven. Easy enough to get here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Just in case we need it, a little lube.
Rags and stuff.
Okay, yep. New chain. Needle nose, which I do not have in my kit, and big needle nose. And then some sockets and a 13 mil. Hopefully I have success and I'll see you in a bit.
Yep, hopefully.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks again. All right. Steven to the rescue. For everyone's knowledge, Steven is the one that edits all the Daily Riders. So there he goes. And he's the latest co-star. Dropping off some extra tools that I did not have in my kit to try to fix this. Try not to drag the chain through the dirt. Chains don't like dirt. Master link in place. Put the closed end of the master link pointed in the direction of the rotation, so it's less likely to jump off. Click, click. A little bit sloppy, but the best we can hope for right now. Going to be very late for work at this point. Hey, another mini bike. This guy gets it. Start. Still a strong runner. Clutch seems to be engaging. Seems to work now. Woohoo! All right, everybody. Gloves on. Chains engaging. Let's hope this lasts. All right. A slight delay in Daily Rider today. Who'd have thought that it was the $1,500 piece of crap that we built in the garage that would break down? Probably everybody. The maximum speed is a genuine problem, though. Someone on Instagram asked, would you gear it up? Joking, of course, about my propensity to always say motorcycles should have taller gearing. But in the case of the Dumb and Dumber Hog, yes, indeed, I would gear it up. Because it's got such good torque, wheeling off the line, am I right? So, a little bit taller gearing, go a little faster on the flat. Not that going faster is necessarily a good idea on this bike, but in this particular moment, it would help me feel a little bit safer. As we cruise down surface streets here, I'm reminded that sometimes in Daily Rider, you know, I talk about how certain bikes are better at certain things, right? You know, a big touring bike out on the freeway, and you're like, oh man, it would do this all day. Little naked bike, stoplight to stoplight, doing wheelies, it's nice, light, agile. That's where it really feels at home. So maybe you're wondering where the Dumb and Dumber Hog feels at home. Well, I can tell you, nowhere so far that I have experienced it. This is terrible. I mean, it's okay at the, you know, it's going straight. We don't have to turn, because when you turn the little, shut up, the little wheelie bars, the wheelie wheels on the back, they drag in a way that's kind of sketchy. Of course, in general, it's horribly uncomfortable. I got this Samsonite briefcase that leans against my knuckles. Always jumps over and lands on one of my hands or the brake lever. Not that the brake does anything when you pull it anyway. Oh, and then down there, this is neither here nor there really, but that's the extra pair of gloves I had the whole time. Still in the basket, as is tradition. Just gonna fiddle with this here. This is just gonna fiddle with this little kill switch here and like mess around with some things and pull on the pull cord a little bit and let the officer of the law get ahead of us for no particular reason. My family is very proud, I'm sure. I keep reaching for the blinker switch. And I can't signal with my hands and hit the brake at the same time. That doesn't work. Oh. New chain is jumping teeth on the sprocket too. It's not good. Oop. All right, first stop sign in the stop sign challenge. Yeah, whoa, just poked a big wheelie off it and accidentally, but I did get a footless stop in there. Throttle response is a little abrupt, if I'm honest. It's actually not so much throttle response. You know, the carburetion's not bad, but the clutch engagement is not in your control on the Hog, and it is a little bit abrupt. And it's a 212cc engine in a 100-pound chassis, and it's extremely crude. And yeah, you can feel that when you leave stop signs. Let's just put it that way. Second footless stop. There we go. That was a little smoother, a little better. So one of the reasons it's working out so well here, the old footless stops, is the bike's so gosh darn light, you know. 112 pounds, nice low center of gravity. That means when I swing my knees back and forth here at low speed, you can really control the direction of the bike and the balance of the bike. So that's working out well for the stop sign challenge. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know if I made it to a complete stop on that one. Might have cheated a little bit. All right, last stop sign in the challenge. I may or may not try and pull an actual wheelie here. Stop. Yep, call it. Oh, no wheelie. Got it though. Got it. Nice and easy to control the balance of the bike at low speed because it is insanely twitchy and some might say dangerous. So a summary of the neighborhood manners of the Dumb and Dumber Hog. 2 thumbs down, I would say. Extremely slow, yet very loud and very unruly, which is a bad combination for any vehicle, really. Otherwise okay, I guess. All right, on to Lover's Lane on the Dumb and Dumber Hog. And of course, anyone who saw the CTXB episode featuring this machine will know that passenger accommodations have been tested to within an inch of Ari's life. not literally, of course, but it yeah, we rode from Nebraska to Aspen on this bike 2 up the whole way. I did offer to him a chance to ride, but he said nope, I gotta ride on the back because he was playing the part of Harry. I was playing Lloyd, so you know he wanted to stick to the script, which I very much appreciate. Very committed. Couple notes on the passenger accommodations. One, it's pretty uncomfortable in general. 2, he found that the sissy bar on the back there kind of dug into his back in a way that, combined with the vibration, created an itching sensation similar to poison ivy. So that's fun. And depending on how the bike's running, if it's running kind of rich as it is now, then you get wafted with carbon monoxide and exhaust fumes the whole time. So overall, you have to commend the Dumb and Dumber Hog for having any passenger accommodations at all. But, you know, the overall score, pretty bad, I believe. It did do the trick, but not comfortably. As we get into the twisty road section here, I'm always complaining on Daily Rider about how I get stuck behind cars, but in true Dumb and Dumber fashion, I feel like the cars might be the ones getting stuck behind me this time. Now we get to test the handling of the Dumb and Dumber Hog into these twists and turns. See that Lincoln Navigator on the brakes? No problem here, wide open. Oh, yep. The little wheelie bars touch down. Hit too fast. I'm getting off the gas here. I can't. My nerves are thin. My nerves are fraying. Oh, I'm dragging stuff. Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh. So sketchy. This is the first daily rider, I think, where I'm wide open all the way through the curves. Although that one curve I did air the throttle. But, I don't know, you know. You could say there's an asterisk, or you could say fine handling machine if we're wide open all the way through the curves, you know. Huh? All right, down out of the twisty road here. We're gonna cut to the front of the line just to go. I guess we're not gonna go anywhere super fast. I'm very glad to be out of the twisty road section, not because it wasn't fun, but because I'm that much closer to this ride being over, which is going to be a good thing. Yeah, these guys like it. Maybe they appreciate the Dumb and Dumber major motion picture, or maybe they just know style and class when they see it. See the little wheels that drag when you lean over? Little caster wheels. Sketchy. Yeah, sketchy, sketchy. Leaving that Maserati in our dust when we left that light. Uh-oh. This is a big jump we hit on the... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ah! Oh! Whew! Samsonite almost jumped out. We almost lost a mitten. This is the part of Daily Ride where we talk about the engine sometimes and whether or not it's good, or, you know, what the evolution of the model is. So this is just a big honkin' pull start engine that you buy at Harbor Freight, and you can power a water pump or a wood splitter or a dumb little mini bike. As a note for those Dumb and Dumber fans, the bike in the movie likely had a smaller engine than this one. Probably had a, I don't know, like 100cc or 115, 125cc Tecumseh engine in it, but when we built the replica, we figured it was going to have to actually haul two grown men across Colorado, and therefore we needed a little bit more get up and get out of the way, because we weren't going to be on a movie trailer like the actors in the movie. So we went with a slightly larger engine, which compromised the look just a little bit because we need to make space for it. But Ari did a bang-up job getting this gas tank color matched and in the appropriate position. Cruising along Surface Street here, I can put my feet up on this little highway peg here if I want to. Little shin buster. Not really sure why that bar was on there, but it was in the picture of the bike from the movie that we got, so I welded it on there. It's just for the same thing as the dynamo on the front for the headlight, you know, just optics. Just wanted it to look right. Not sure what it's for. Not necessarily more comfortable to use, just in case anyone was wondering. Get a merge over here and cut over to our off-road testing ground. Those of you familiar with Daily Rider know that every bike takes the dirt road shortcut, or not dirt road, railroad track shortcut. Little dirt test, which the Dumb and Dumber hog here, of course, went through quite a dirt road shortcut test in the CTXP episode, but couldn't hurt to refresh our memory. See that wheelie? All right, here we go. Dirt road shortcuts. Off we go. Dumb and Dumber hog. I'm going wide open. Ah! All of a sudden, 25 or 30 miles an hour feels pretty fast. You know, the tires aren't bad, actually. Oh, okay, well, that's a little sketchy. I mean, oh, God. Yeah. The tires are supposed to run such low PSI that they actually feel half decent on these, like, little tiny little bumps. But in general, pretty sketchy, you know? Oh, pretty sketchy. All right, here comes our jump. It's not the jump it once was. I don't even think I actually got in the air. But man, that was punishing. Whew. 5-inch wheels and no suspension. Who'd have thunk it? All right, this is where we usually do a wheelie test. But we gotta slow down. We gotta slow down to a stop because that's when the hog does wheelies best, is when it's going 0 miles an hour basically. Here we go. Ready? Oh yeah! Up against the wheelie bar. Vicious, vicious power. It's when that clutch engages, it hits hard, man. It's pretty silly how fast it actually feels. Yeah, this guy likes it too. They must recognize the Dumb and Dumber bike. Respect. And I suppose that brings me to my last point about the Dumb and Dumber bike, which is that it's just awful, obviously, as a motorcycle, as a machine, as a piece of transportation. It is in no way safe or comfortable. It's not even not luxurious. It's actively uncomfortable. And the best way to enjoy it, of course, is not on public roads. It's as a pit bike for at the motocross track or at the road race track, or I don't know, private property, whatever, where it can get looked at and experienced in short doses. Should never be used to get anywhere. Just want that to be very clear. Alrighty, turn into the office park. People wanted to know, can you back it in? We're gonna give it a try. Here we go. Nope, maximum braking. Not backing it in. The brake briefly worked well enough to lock it up on dirt, but not on pavement. It's a very, very bad brake. All right, you guys know what's up next. U-turn challenge. We gotta see how quickly we can bust a U-turn without putting a foot down here. So we're gonna line up on this line as slow as we can. Full lock. Oh. All right, parking spot and a quarter. That's pretty good. That's better than most bikes. Right, we made it. Dumb and Dumber mini bike daily rider. Made it to the office. Didn't get run over by a semi. We even changed a chain in the middle there. Oh my God, what a mess. What a dumb oh, it died just like that. Maybe it's out of gas. Let's see. Maybe actually. No, not all the way out of gas. But it looks like we're only getting maybe 30-40 miles a gallon now with this at sea level. So we're gonna have to do something about the jetting there. Headlights still on, good stuff. Shut that off. So yeah, you think with one rider you should be able to get 60, 65 if you get the jetting right. Anyway, all right, here's the deal. The GoPro battery is almost dead, so I gotta go swap it out, and then we'll do Instagram questions. Just bear with me. Okay, I'm back. We're going to do Instagram questions now. We got enough juice in the GoPro. And we're jumping right in with Cooter Rocks. Would you gear it up? All right, this is the question that I referenced when we were riding. Yeah, we covered that. I would, because, wheelies off the line. Doesn't carry quite enough speed. So yeah, probably. Although I'd also, in gearing it up, I would need to equip a slightly better brake. Because if it goes any faster than this, it's like, whatever, it's already dangerous. Next up, Cousin Mike, who asks, is this the most thoroughly tested daily rider in terms of passenger accommodations? We touched on this briefly on Lover's Lane there. Yes, this bike has traveled a great distance with 2 people on it, and I did get lots of good feedback from Ari on how good and or bad the passenger accommodations are. Probably not literally the most comprehensively or thoroughly tested daily rider for passenger accommodations. I like other bike, like a flagship GS, big GS. I've ridden more than 400 miles with someone on the back of one of those. Yeah, in general, very, very comprehensive passenger test. In fact, I've ridden more miles with a passenger on this bike than without. So Cousin Mike, to that effect, yes. Perhaps the most thorough, percentage-wise. Next question is from Grommenson, who says, it's a natural competitor to that Super 73, which is an electric bicycle that we tested previously on Daily Rider. So this or the electric bike is the question from Grommenson. Those of you who saw the Super 73 electric bicycle review that I did on Daily Rider, you will remember that I didn't love it. I don't think it's very good as a bicycle or as a mode of transportation, really, but it is definitely better than this. I'd be crazy. this has got cachet, and it's an icon, sure, or a replica of an icon anyway, but the electric bike is better, unquestionably. If you actually want to get places and, I don't know, repeat reasonably, then yes, get the electric bike. The only reason to have this is a novelty. Next question is from YZFNM, who asks, how long would you survive if you rode it every day or drove it every day? Not very long, I don't think. And that brings me to a point that I really wanted to settle on with this bike, which I touched on briefly just then with the question from Grommenson, is that this is a novelty, right? This bike is silly. We had fun today. I rode it around. I gave it bad marks for throttle response and brakes, and yuck, we had fun. This is a dangerous vehicle. And I think that that's something that we should all remember about this experiment, is that it's fun, but you shouldn't ever ride something like this around in traffic, or anywhere where you would ride a regular motorcycle, really. It's an art piece. You can bop around on it. It's fun, but let's just remember that, shall we? Next question is from the James Trotter, who asks, if you were to do it all again, movie accuracy aside, what changes would I make? Okay. Well, yeah, good question. Suspension. I think what I would do is I would tie this to a chain, and then I would sell it as a boat anchor. You could throw it overboard of your boat, and it would hook on the bottom of the ocean or sea or cove or wherever you are, and then your boat wouldn't drift away. I think that's really what this machine is best at. It's what it's destined for, really. And then I would ride from Nebraska to Aspen on a real motorcycle that's actually good for riding. And it would be a one-day ride, leisurely, 400 miles. So those are the changes I make. I hope that helps. Last question is from Super07. What's in the suitcase? Okay. So I like this question. Obviously selected it as the anchor question. And this is the suitcase, the Samsonite that we rode with in the whole CTXP episode. It has not been opened since we shot the episode, since the night before we left. So I'm opening it right here. Daily Rider exclusive. What's in the suitcase? Everyone wants to know. That's right. Tuxedos. A blue one and an orange one. That we never found a way to work into the episode. I'm so sorry. I know probably some of you are probably really disappointed at this point. You're like, what? You had tuxedos the whole time and you didn't wear them? We did, and I apologize about that. We just couldn't find a way to work it in. The stuff we shot didn't work, didn't make the episode. So it's lost to the archives of the CTXP hard drives. Yeah, I am sorry to disappoint everyone, but that's it. So if you see this bike around or anything, now you know that's what's in the briefcase. All right, stick with me. We're going to put this sucker on the Daily Rider leaderboard, and we will be out of here. Here we go.
All right, everybody, here we are inside RevZilla West and the Daily Rider leaderboard. We got the Dumb and Dumber Hog ready to go up on the board. As usual, friendly reminder, what's at the top there? You got your flagship GS, Ultra V4 versus 650. Let's see, what else we got here? Anything notable? Nothing really that you could compare to the Dumb and Dumber Hog. I suppose versus 650 Battletoad. That's when we talk about here and there. Of course, that's the versus 650 just down the way there that we bought for $800 and took to a track day. Realistically, I think the listing was $1,200, so I only bring up the Battletoad because MSRP arguably approximately the same as the Hog. You know, we're talking $1,200-$1,500, something like that. The Hog is not going to finish as high as the Battletoad, which is actually a decent daily rider, as we learned. If you're not sure where the Dumb and Dumber Hog is going to finish, then you haven't been paying attention this whole flippin' episode. It's going to go down here. Underneath the Super 73 RX, which I believe Grommenson brought up, if I'm not mistaken. That's the electric bicycle we rode, which obviously you can tell I did not like very much. Knife to a gunfight, as I said. Dumb and Dumber Hog. Rock to a gunfight, maybe? Useless. Terrible machine. Glorious in so many ways, that little bike. And what an experience Ari and I had riding it across the western United States there for a few hundred miles as a mode of transportation, as a daily rider. Truly, truly terrible. Probably no groundbreaking stuff you learned on this episode, but I hope you had fun and maybe, just maybe, you learned a thing or two. And as usual, I hope to see you next time on Daily Rider. See you, everybody.
That looks like the truck from Pixar. What a wacky looking thing. Wait for traffic. See if this Harley guy waves to me. Howdy, sir. He gave me a little nod. If he was with his friends, he wouldn't have waved to me, I don't think. Just nothing to see here, officer. Oh boy, turning off into there. Let's go into the donut shop. I'd make a cop donut joke right now, but I'd rather not flirt with bad karma.